Is it possible to beat Peglin without attacking at all? Previously we tried to do this in a normal run, but there were some problems. This time, we have a custom build that cannot deal any direct damage at all. Can we reflect our way through every level, or will the build break down along the way? Do we want bounce? Sure, it's always fun. Bounce might add to the shenanigans of this sheet build, as you can see on the left side, the very much not legal relics that I start with. And the crucial part is the ripostal service, which allows me to reflect damage equal to my bulwark. But I am still forced to start with a rock. And the idea is very simple. We have these balls that do no damage, but they generate shields. And then we reflect damage every time someone hits me. So I will go through an entire run. I will not hit a single bat, slime, or anything else. There will be a bomb or two still in the game that I can't really do much about. I think we could still have used the relic to also reduce bomb damage. That would have been fine. But will we have enough bulwark to do this? The question. This early on, when they have 70 health, it's fine. And later on we can probably generate so much more. It's a Peglin Pacifist run. The least violent run of all time. Well, they're gonna blow up some slimes and stuff, but else they are just going to be hitting themselves, and I will do nothing. So with these not very amazing balls, it will be a bit slow. But we are reflecting more than enough damage, so we don't even need to fire the balls now. We can just throw them on the map, hit some pegs, make some cash maybe. But nothing really matters. Like, the balls are irrelevant. The bombs will blow up everything this early on, sure. I'm kind of well prepared for sniper plants or whatever is coming my way. They just shoot me, I don't care. I'm immortal. And I'm sure there's definitely going to be something that goes horribly wrong here. I can't think of any specific map that wouldn't work. And I also don't think we will be running out of map, because there's nowhere near enough bombs or anything like that. There's nothing that ruins all the pegs. Why the pacifist approach is maybe a better question. I had a run like this where I was trying to do that in a normal run, which wasn't possible because of course I had balls that did damage. So it's more of a challenge. Is this possible? Can we push this build all the way in one direction? Shields only, reflect only, and make it work. The slime piece might be on the table again. We're going to have to send in our best goblin diplomats. Try to convince the slimes to leave me alone. And if they don't want to leave me alone, I'm just gonna stand here and things will sort themselves out. It's basically magic. The tankiest goblin boy of all time and his irrelevant balls can just sort of plant himself on a map and things will happen and I will be fine. Haglin is using his rock collection to stretch a goblin face around a rock and then selling it as a decoy for me to use. He's a bit more brutal than I imagined, that guy. And we rolled into some sniper plants, and I would be very prepared for these guys if I had any shields at all. Great start here. This is the problem when you have terror balls. Very bad balls, even though they are not terror balls, they are in fact other balls. We have not invested in them yet, so it's 3 bulwark for every 11 pegs. And I have some relics to boost those numbers, but it's not a lot. So they are clinking me. I mean, they are still going to die in 2 or 3 shots, so... Okay, even with this little bulwark gain now, it's already fine. I've taken 4 damage. I'm handling a boss. It's Crucible 9, so like it's not super hard. And I'm thinking if I can find something similar to this in a higher run, it should be a pretty strong build. All you need is to generate the shields and find the reflect relic, and that's it. Do we want an Orbalisk bouncy ball? No, we're going all in on this. Invest in the balls, and we can get a bit of healing. I don't want any damage items, that would just break the rules. And today we are abiding by the rules, and if we're breaking anything, we're breaking the game. Or me, if I get stuck in this Groundhog Peglin day again. But we're playing by the shield only thing. Bats, slimes, come at me. I can deal with basically all of you in one go. So if you would just... Can we feed them some coffee or something to just speed them up? And we can get this over with faster. And then we need to visit that scientist guy. What bulwark science would we do? We need to figure out how to gain more bulwark first of all. But then also how is it used in the damage reflection thing. We're sticking with just the 2 balls. A perfectly normal amount of balls for once. But how would it work with the reflect? Like, are we just saying that we have the cactus strapped to the shield? Or have I covered my entire goblin body in spikes? Whatever it is, it's clearly working quite well so far. Sometimes I forget that these guys have swords, so I hope the shields are good enough to handle that as well. And it's going to be a slow run. I might have to skip a few maps because I have to wait for everything to get all the way over to my face, attempt to slap me, and then fall over. So the double reload here on Crucible 15, oh well, they take 2 turns when I reload, would actually be good with a build like this. Because they could just all line up, and while I sort the bag out, they just all slap me in the face and fall over. Very effective. We are getting over 1,000 damage now on the reflect. So it's going to be perfectly fine against anything really. What does the dragon have? 12,000 health or something like that on not too high of a crucible, and then it's 18 later. If we're doing almost 1,400 there already. Any bulwark relics? We could get bulwark from shields on the board, sure. I don't think that's gonna do much with the shields on the board. It's basically the knights in the castle. Now we have some shonky wooden boys to work through again. With the bat brigade and the sniper plant. Although he's gonna have the worst time because he will fall over right away. It's a pretty cool strat actually that we have invented here, where I sit here, I do nothing, and every problem just magically solves itself. It's truly the biggest brain of ideas. Basically like letting an AI play the game. It's fully automated, and I can go AFK and grab a coffee or brew up some slime beer or... Well, the wooden boys are clearly the fire for the cooking, but cooking tends to be what I return to in this game. Very hungry goblin boy. Everything that can be eaten should be eaten. Should I just have started a cooking channel? Goblin cooking. Do goblins even cook? Or do they cook literally everything they find? That's a spicy... Deals self-damage equal to the amount of popped pegs. So that would... I trade a single refresh. Or realistically just dying if I have too many pegs missing. That's an insane ball. Why would you ever play with that? Alright, Mole Man. I will actually for once... As the good pacifist goblin I am, I'm not gonna hit the tree. But with some luck, Mole Man will then not be angry and we can go for maybe not so much Mole Man piece. That was 545 damage straight to his face by just touching me. Piece is maybe off again. Is there even... Now he blew up also. Another Protect Orb. This is technically the only ball I can use really because it's a no damage bulwark ball. We can also remove... Not entirely, but we can get rid of most of the bomb damage. So we're going even more pure shield, pacifist, reflecto magic, and whatever madness that will bring. So peace is off the table with these nerds as well, I guess. It's not really the best start, just healer and the archer exploding immediately. I don't think they will want peace with me after that, but we have to, I have to have someone on my side. It's insane to go through this entire world. One single goblin, and however many balls he can carry. And that's it. Just fight the entire world on your own. Why? Can we not just... Do we have to just fight forever in this? It's basically... I'm seeing the entire game as just a Groundhog Day madness these days. Like I wake up as a goblin, sometimes wearing different clothes. Sometimes I'm naked, sometimes it's a lab coat, maybe a helmet or a bandana, who knows. Or a shaman mask or whatever else I've invented that I cannot remember right now. But then we do the same thing we do every day. We get out of probably a bed, maybe a box. We go into the woods, we get attacked by slimes and bats, and then we eventually beat them or die horribly. Realistically just by throwing my own head into the flames, which is another concept I find hilarious. That you use your own head as a ball to navigate. And I like to go in the flames a lot. But then we fight the castle nerds. And we beat them as well, hopefully. And then we go into the mines and fight all those dudes as well. And then, no matter how it goes, we repeat it again. And again. So how do I leave this curse? I'm trapped in the game. Send help. So this goblin boy does not need any help. He's just beating everyone silly now by just taunting them, standing there bouncing up and down. Alright, more castle dudes. Just throw your balls, goblin boy. Start with 2 times your orb's largest base damage. We a big damage of 0 on all these balls. So we just start with something based on the number of balls we have, which is also not that many. But the shield generation is now up to something massive. It's a very successful run so far. I've seen absolutely no problems whatsoever, other than the usual madness and not paying attention on if there is a problem. I have probably missed it, is what I'm saying. Because I'm just thinking of Groundhog days and Goblin movie posters fighting the entire world for whatever reason. Because we're trapped in the Groundhog Day hell. So can these dudes port in a bit faster and just slap me? We can, if the enemies play faster, we can speedrun this. If they don't, it's going to take 2,000 years. Okay, these guys might be faster. It's funny, the brick dudes, except they are also slimes, are the fastest. So is everything slime in this? But then the game would have been called Slimelin. Bomb's doing a big 12 damage now. Nice, we can sort of take that out of the equation. But what else would make the build better? Because I'm thinking the only variable I see in this is how many shields I generate. And nothing else really matters at all. So it would be the same no matter what crucible level. It's just if I don't generate enough shields, I will just fall over. It just feels weird being a pacifist, but we have been in a war with these guys for so long, over and over again. Forever, locked in. Is this my just soft lock hell? This is where I spend the rest of my days. Some slimes making trouble in my neighborhood. Right, we heal as well with the super unnecessary bounce navigation and the flame bath, and the flame bath again. This is what I was talking about, where navigation is the main problem. It's another fight, right? War it is. It's a boss fight as well with the big shungus coming up. At least the ranged dudes take care of themselves very quickly. There's not really much else to say here, just I have a shield. It's incredibly strong. I think I have scienced up some kind of magical shield. I don't know why science and magic goes together, they just always do in my head. Science magic. It's the way I like to call them. So we do the research into the magic, and then we apply the magic to the science, which was the shield with the cactus attachment. And now it just... even if they shoot me from range, the cactus blinks out and slaps the face off of that dude. And even Big Shungus should be... we can get him in one as well, right? He's not that tanky. I am the one who tanks. No one out-tanks me in this run. Would like to see them try, though. Do you have any last words, Mr. Shungus? I see the big mistake you've made is that you've brought a sword. You could have taken a leaf out of the Peglin book and brought a ball to fight the ball wars, because that's what we're doing. Why are they bringing swords? And Big Shungus also has a sword smaller than the slimes. He could have brought an actual big sword. Round 2. Shungus has regenerated. So the theory, of course, these dudes are also slimes. The entire world is run by slimes. Everything except me. Or am I also a slime? That would be the twist in the story. Turns out the goblin was a slime all along. And it's just a family feud, however you say that word. I wonder if we will ever learn what that family feud is about. Probably balls. Or slimes. And here I am just throwing the same balls. Not much is happening, and I have to wait for these dudes to get over to me. Because of course I can't walk. Maybe to the exact middle of the map, and that's it. It's like a reverse step counter. Which a step counter could be something completely different, of course. But where I live by trying to take as few steps as possible. It's a nice, healthy goal. Never walk a single step further than you have to. Okay, crits refreshing is nice, because then we can get the map back. Peglin, do we want anything? We can invest in more cash, don't really need it. We can remove a ball maybe, but we also don't need to. We could buy bounce damage, but we don't want to do any damage. I have basically the perfect sack of balls today. Triple protect orb. Nothing beats that. Good old shield ball. It's Big Shungus again. But do we have nothing else going on in this castle? This just proves the slime theory even more. I like seeing just the healers and the archers explode. Normally they just sit there and plink away forever. On the plus side, they have not developed the sniper tech of the plants, because that would be brutal. These dudes have actual... They probably have hands. I can't even see. So maybe they could handle the trigger a bit better than the plants. In this nice and chill run, they are just going to walk in here and deal with themselves. I wish more things in life worked that way, where I just sit here, I do nothing, and I magically win. But that's never how things are going to work in real life, is it? You just sit on your couch and you watch some kind of internet clown playing Peglin, and you just randomly get paid millions or hit whatever goals you may have. It would be quite nice. Shungus, I'm going to dunk you twice as hard this time, so that now you can't come back. It's enough of you. Right, second boss. If we have made it this far, surely this is now the perfect build. What is it the paintings do again? Do they turn the pegs into ghosts, so the pegs then do nothing? So that is also going to affect my shield generation. Because as I'm sitting here, throwing my balls that do absolutely nothing, it doesn't really matter damage-wise. But if the pegs also will not generate shields for me, there is a problem here. I already have enough shields that this is probably fine. But this could have been a place where the run ended. If you didn't have it like a super custom mega sheet build, where it generates so many shields that quickly that it just... nothing matters. But if we can live through this, like, what could go wrong? I am mostly thinking about the slime theory now, so paintings made of slime, this entire ghost lady made of slime. Is she creating the slimes because the paintbrush very much looks like it could have been dipped in slime? Or can we blame the Spinventor for everything again, because he has done all the other science so far with all the crazy inventions? So surely he's also behind the slime madness. He's the original slime, turning everything else into slime. That would maybe make some kind of sense. Another protect orb. I think we have enough things. Haglins, random ball sack, durable. Activating pegs a second time can be cool. I still don't know how that works, but is it... I need to hit 7 pegs to gain 5 bulwark, so should I get my bulwark after hitting 3.5 pegs or 4 pegs? Mines. Just some dudes with their swords charging through the mines. Like, these dudes look serious, not like the nerds in the castle that are just tiny, no hands, useless weapons. The big knight doesn't even have his own cool sword. These dudes, taller, heavy enough to shake the entire mine. Not gonna shake me and my shield though, I'm just going to tank this like it's nothing. Didn't one-shot him though, that's a bad sign. But they still need to, even if I don't one-shot them, what do they hit for, like 4, 5, 6 damage? They will have to hit me a million times to get through a mirror. Will I get my balls ripped apart by a mirror? Go into the mirror world, remove a ball. I mean, I had to get rid of one now. Yeah, that's a way that this goes wrong. What if I am forced to remove all my balls? Because I don't have the sheaths, so let's run over. Okay, so he reflect... Wait, do these dudes not attack? Have we... Okay, this might be it. We ran into a potential problem here. So we may have broken the game again by sciencing it too hard. But there is actually one cool thing we have found here. We have found another pacifist. Someone who shares my dream of a... I was gonna say it's been a non-violent Peglin run, but it's definitely not been that, where literally everything I've come across is dead somewhere in the mines or castle or wherever. But we have found... Have we made peace, finally? This is the good ending to Peglin. We sit here in the mines with the mirror pacifist. We have a nice peace, but we can never leave. Does anything happen if he gets to 100 stacks, 200 stacks? 100 stacks, so he will now reflect 100% of my 0 damage. Nothing has changed.
2,000 years later.
Unless one of us suddenly learns how to deal damage, we might be stuck here forever. So we soft lock the game again. If you have any ideas how to fix this, let me know. And if you would like to see a custom build that actually goes somewhere, check out this build where I strapped some rockets to a bounce build. Now that is some real explosive science. Thank you for watching.